Order 66, otherwise known as Clone Protocol 66, was a secret order designed by the Sith to identify all Jedi as traitors to the Republic and to be executed immediately. The order was programmed into all clone troopers through controlled chips planted in their brains. The Kaminoans believed this was only to be used as a contingency against rogue Jedi. However, it turned out Order 66 was the way the Sith intended to destroy all members of the Jedi Order. While thousands of Jedi were killed, both Masters and younglings, some were spared from this fate. In today's video, I'm going to reveal all the Jedi who survived Order 66. So sit back, relax, and execute a cup of coffee. Who's writing this? Oh, whatever. Welcome to Star Wars Timelines. The first Jedi we're going to look into is Jedi Padawan Caleb Dume. His master, Dipper Balaba, sacrificed himself so that Dume could escape. Caleb went into hiding and changed his name to Kanan Jarrus. Kanan eventually joined with a Twi'lek pilot called Hera Syndulla and her droid Chopper. Eventually they were joined by a Mandalorian named Sabine Wren, a young boy from Lothal called Ezra Bridger, and a Lasat called Zeb Aurelius. The group would eventually join with the large rebellion, and once again Kanan picked up his lightsaber to join in the fight, until his death on Lothal years later, where he sacrificed himself to save his friends. Another Jedi we know to survive is Anakin Skywalker. He became the Sith Darth Vader and Palpatine's apprentice. He was also the one to lead the clones in the Purge on the Jedi Temple, as well as went on to kill several other Jedi survivors, until his son Luke Skywalker redeemed him. The next Jedi thought to survive Order 66 was Quinlan Vos. While he was never confirmed to survive, his death was never confirmed and he became a priority target of the Purge. Again, there is no proof that Quinlan survived his death, but his death was also never confirmed. He'd never appeared again throughout the galaxy history so far though. Jedi Padawan Ferren Barr also survived the Purge. He was able to hide on the planet Mon Cala in Dak City under the protection of King Li Cha. He began to rebuild the Jedi, taking several Padawans to train. These were Nipoltu, Orvek, Reb, Stel Daran and Verla. However, years later, he was discovered by several Inquisitors and newly created clone troopers, whose inhibitor chips had not been activated. Barr used a mind trick on the troopers to execute Order 66, who then began to attack the Inquisitors as they were all former Jedi who turned to the dark side at the time of the Purge. Barr then ran to protect Li Cha from the Imperials when he ran into Darth Vader. There, Vader killed him. Vader then proceeded to kill all of his Padawans except Reb, Stel and Verla, who managed to escape and went into hiding. Former Jedi Master and Council member Eeth Koth also survived the Purge. He had left the Jedi Order prior to its fall. He resigned himself to a peaceful and secluded life, even having a family and a child. However, Vader learned of Koth's survival and hunted him down. Koth attempted to duel Vader but was no match for the Dark Lord. During the fight, the Inquisitors stole his son, which distracted Koth long enough for Vader to impale the Jedi through the back, killing him. Eeth's child was brought back to Coruscant to be used for Project Harvester. To add to the survivors, Jedi Zubane, Nur, Kranda and Musuel all also managed to survive and went into hiding at a Jedi shrine on Anote. Jedi Krek Infilia also managed to survive the Purge by taking a Barash vow which forbade him from interacting with the Order as a penance. He had relocated to the Jedi Monastery on the river moon of Alderaan, where he continued to train with the Jedi training droid. Palpatine discovered this and sent Vader to wipe out the lost Jedi. Vader lost the original duel, being thrown into a ravine by the Jedi. Believing Vader to be dead, he travelled to a city to collect his ship and rejoin the galaxy as a Jedi once again. However, Vader tracked him down and the two duelled. However, this time, Vader used a nearby river to flood the city and kill all the inhabitants. The Jedi begged Vader to let the city live, but Vader refused. Kirak attempted to use the Force to stop the river, however as he did, Vader thrusted his lightsaber into him, killing Kirak, thus also allowing the inhabitants of the city to drown. The next Jedi to survive was ObiWan Kenobi, who went into exile on Tatooine, along with Vader's son, Luke Skywalker. Vader also had a daughter Leia, who was sent into hiding on Alderaan. Vader had no idea that he had a son or a daughter, as they had been born in secret and were hidden from prying eyes. Obi-Wan protected Luke on Tatooine for years, until Zero BBY when Obi-Wan was asked by Leia, on behalf of her adopted father, to return to the galaxy and aid the rebellion. At the same time, Luke's adopted parents were killed by the Empire, so together, Luke and Obi-Wan attempted to travel to Alderaan to aid the rebellion. However, upon arrival, they realized the Empire had used their super weapon, the Death Star, to destroy Alderaan. They then smuggled themselves onto the Death Star, where Leia was being held. However, Obi-Wan encountered Darth Vader, and they entered a duel. In the end, Obi-Wan sacrificed himself, and allowed Vader to strike him down. The next Jedi to survive was Yoda. Yoda was the only other Jedi to know of the children of Anakin Skywalker. While Obi-Wan went to Tatooine with Luke, Yoda went into exile on Dagobah, after losing to Darth Sidious in a duel. Yoda spent the rest of his life alone on Dagobah, until under the direction of Obi-Wan's spirit, Luke travelled to Dagobah, where Yoda trained him in the ways of the Force. Yoda eventually passed on to the Force, after dying of old age. Ahsoka Tano, a former Jedi, also survived Order 66. Like Eth Koth though, she had left the Order prior to the Purge. However, she had returned to aid the Republic in the Siege of Mandalore. During the battle, she was targeted by clones as being a former Jedi. However, the captain of the battalion, Rex, had removed his inhibitor chip, so was unaffected by the protocol. However, he too was a target due to this. Ahsoka and Rex worked together to fake their deaths and retreated to the Outer Rim. Both of them would go on to serve the rebellion in the future. The chief librarian, Jocasta Nu, also survived the Purge. She had attempted to make a secret school to train Jedi Knights. Following the Purge, with her assistant Gar, she travelled to a hidden world to train a new generation. They had managed to save several holocrons, recorded by Nu herself, each with her teachings and knowledge, as well as several books. Nu returned to Coruscant to try and salvage one more thing from the temple, a holocron, with every Force-sensitive child catalogued prior to Order 66. However, she was intercepted and killed by Darth Vader. Years later, Gar felt incapable of defending the hidden school, so he detonated the entrance, burying the school and himself. The school was eventually rediscovered by Luke Skywalker years later. Quick note guys, if you enjoy these kind of videos, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It really helps me make more content like this. Now, back onto the next Jedi. Jedi Padawan Cal Kes also survived the Purge. His master sacrificed himself so that he could escape a Republic cruiser. He remained in hiding for years until eventually he was discovered by the second sister, who was former Padawan Trilla Suduri, another Inquisitor. However, Cal was saved by former Jedi Knight Sreya Junda, another survivor and former master of Trilla. Together, Cal and Seer went on a mission to find a holocron which contained the location of all the Force-sensitive children in the galaxy. On their journey, they encountered another survivor, Taron Malicus. However, he had fully given himself to the dark side and resided on Dathomir. With the help of a Night Sister, Cal was able to defeat Malicos. Eventually, Cal and Seer found the holocron, however they decided it was best to destroy it to keep those children hidden. Master Uvel, Anton Brach, Operanthesis, Coleman Kajag, as well as Kamoon Coley and Selrak Elos also were confirmed to survive Order 66, but most of them were never found by the Empire as they had hidden themselves well. The final Jedi on our list was Luminara Unduli. However, she did not survive for long. She was captured shortly after the Purge and executed by the Grand Inquisitor on Stygian Prime. However, rumours had begun to spread that Unduli had survived the Clone Wars. The Empire allowed this rumour to spread and used her remains to lure Jedi survivors into the trap so that they could be killed. One example of this was when Caleb Dume, now known as Jedi Kanan Jarrus, travelled to the prison with the Ghost Crew in an attempt to rescue her. However, when they got there, they found her dead body being held at the spire. The Empire attempted to capture Jarrus, but he was able to escape with his crew. After his escape, he corrected the rumours to warn all Jedi not to attempt any rescues. This concludes all known Jedi who survived Order 66. Did I miss any? Or do you have any theories of other Jedi who might have survived? If you did, feel free to comment down below. Thank you for watching and may the Force be with you.